Everybody, it is Tuesday again. That means it's time for Tea and Tutus. I'm your host, Rosa Runatia. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I think we're getting there with the intro. Yes, no, maybe? Let me know. Hello everyone. It is a new week and I was lucky enough that all of my videos have lined up to, well, the last Tuesday of December and the last Tuesday of the year. Super exciting, so definitely have a lot to talk about. Oh my goodness, Jasper. As I was just saying to my son, it's not one of my videos unless one of the animals interrupts. But yes, it is December 30th, which is crazy to think about. So much has happened just this past year and just alone in the last 8 months. So just crazy changes. Oh, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Intro, then we introduce the tea and the tutu. I know how to do this. I've been doing this for how long now? This week's tea is part of the tea sampler that my mom got me for Christmas. It is the chamomile and honey, going traditional here. Very tasty, very hot. And this week's tutu, I guess, is a technical tutu. It's not short, it's a bit longer, but it's got the structure. It's layered, so we're gonna say that one counts. I'm actually gonna have to go thrifting for different types of tutus. That's gonna be fun. But yes, wrapping up the year. Last week I talked about holiday matsuri. This week, just wow. I started off the year in a very different place and very different situation when I was still living in Colorado, and then around April I needed to move, and I did that, and I moved to a completely different state. I moved to Texas, which is crazy, but because, you know, needed to, all good things, very good reasons for that. It was a big change, a big step. But I also went to a lot of conventions this year as well, starting with Anime Arizona back in February, I want to say, February, March. Sounds about right for that guy. And then GalaxyCon in May, Colorado Springs Comic Con, Nostalgia Con, Holiday Matsuri. I went to Animeverse for a day. Got to do a lot of local things around here in Houston, so that was really cool. I hit over 1,000 followers on Instagram, which I didn't think was even possible for the longest time, especially since I had been doing this for 13 years and I had been on Instagram for about 6 years, and technically have been canceled twice since then as well. So just this year has been a lot of reflection and growth and just all about change and learning to adapt to a new situation and make the most of it. I have a lot of that to thank. I have a lot of my friends to thank for that. People who stuck by me through a lot and helped me through probably some of the toughest times I've been through, gone through, and of course, even more credit to my partner, Carlton, who, you know, stuck by me through even more so of all that mess. Just been a crazy year. And as far as next year goes, as far as conventions and plans, I'm gonna stick to the major ones that I usually go to, which will be Colorado Springs Comic Con and then Holiday Matsuri. Anything else in between, as far as big or small events goes, is up in the air and unannounced right now and not planned, because my goal is to try and start guesting at conventions, especially locally and smaller events, just so that I have kind of a cosplay resume built up, if you will, so that when I do apply for bigger conventions, I have experience. I also want to learn what it's like to be a cosplay judge and sort of immerse myself in that world so that I can expand my whatever, do more things so that I can do more things while I'm a guest at conventions, because right now I have no business being a cosplay judge. And that's just me being completely honest, because I don't know enough about crafting and that type of that part of cosplay and all that. I'm not well versed enough, especially since my mediums are very different than the traditional ones out there. You know, I don't know anything about sewing or embroidery or anything like that. I don't know anything about foam work or armor making. So definitely willing to learn though, and if I do get any guest spots at conventions, I will be able to hold panels and workshops even, because you know, people knock hot glue a lot when it comes to crafting, but you know, that's how I made my Snow White cosplay, so that's something I could teach about. And I also know how to do, I know how to paint with fabric painting, and I also work a lot with clay when it comes to accessories and jewelry. So lots of stuff I can do for a con, lots of things to talk about for panels, like when I lived on a boat for 11 months and was still cosplaying and doing all that kind of stuff. So if that piqued your interest, comment below if you want to hear more about that story, because yes, I did live on a boat, a sailboat in Southern California for 11 months and sailed around the coast with my ex, and that can definitely be another story for another video. But back to 2026, my main focus is just to continue building up my platform, doing more photo shoots with the cosplays that I already have. I literally only have one cos plan right now because I don't need to be making a ton more cosplays. I have plenty. I have well over 30, 40, almost even 50 now at this point, because I've been doing this for so long, and most of them just need either a new photo shoot or they, oh, Jesus Christ, Aria. All right, let's not play with the toys right now. Carpet moves. They need a new photo shoot, never got one in the first place, so I'm going to be working with a lot of photographers this next year. The cos plan that I have is going to be Kaylee from Quest for Camelot, if you've ever seen that. It's another one of those obscure, rare fandoms that you don't see a lot of people doing. That's one of the things I really like to do with my cosplays, is while I have a lot of fun doing the mainstream and popular stuff, I like having the rare advantage of cosplaying a character that you don't see often, especially like in the instance of Snow White's wedding dress, where nobody has done that. I don't see a lot of people cosplaying Thumbelina like I did before. My adult version of Katara from Avatar, Kaylee from Quest for Camelot. I don't see a lot of these outfits or cosplays around social media, so it's going to— Aria, leave it, please. Aria, good lord. Sorry guys, I don't want her knocking over the camera. I have a lot of fun doing those types of things because, like I said, you just don't see those things often. So it's really fun to do a different type of character. Oh my gosh, I totally lost my train of thought because of the dog. Well, again, at least these are unique and authentic videos. What are we coming up on time? Okay, perfect. But yes, so 2026, lots in store. Photo shoots, cosplay guesting, hopefully other events, more networking, definitely building up the platform more, hopefully working with more people coming onto Tutus as guests, hopefully hitting 50 subscribers so that I can start doing these live, because I'm going to be honest, talking at yourself at a camera for 10 minutes is not easy. But I've been doing it for 5 weeks straight now, so I think I'm doing okay. I hope everyone has had a good year as well. Hopefully you had lots of good things happen and good positive changes like I did. But also, even if all you did was just survive, that's awesome too, because I've definitely been there before. You know, no matter what you did or didn't do, or accomplished or didn't accomplish, good job, because getting through stuff with the general state of the world has not been easy. So hopefully you had a good year and a lot you can reflect on. Hopefully 2026 brings good things. I don't really have much more else to talk about other than I'm very grateful for the friends that have helped me along the way this year, and again grateful for my partner as well, and my crazy pets who make all of these videos interesting. That is going to be a wrap for this week's episode. I will see you guys next week in the new year with a new tea and a new tutu. So that's that. I hope you all have a good rest of your evening, and again, Happy New Year!